On BBC Sounds. So if you just search up Football Daily on the BBC Sounds app, that's how you will find it. It's 6:54. Now, 3 in 5 adults in England say extreme weather has made it harder for them to be physically active. This is according to Sport England. The agency that funds community sport is today announcing a new £45 million investment package to help sports battle climate change, part of its sustainability strategy. And Sport England chair Chris Boardman joins us from the studio. He's, of course, a former Olympic gold medal winning cyclist as well. How are you, Chris?
Morning.
Nice to have you here. It's actually dry in Salford this morning, but
rare occasion.
Exactly. Living in this part of the world, you'll know what it's like battling extreme weather. Is it getting worse? Is that what you're hearing?
Well, it is. We know from just as I think a really great example for sport, the FA looked last year and found we're losing 120,000 games a year, and that's grassroots football, to flooding. So that's like, the weekend when you take your kids and if you turn up and the pitch is flooded again and again, you go and do something else. So we're part of society, sport. We have to deal with this problem, and we're the first generation to truly understand it, and we're the last one that's going to be able to do something about it. So it's a big thing. It affects all of us, sport as much as everything else. And I think sport is in a unique position to lead as well, because it's emotionally connected to communities. It's part of the fabric of our societies. And that emotional connection, just look at somebody like Marcus Rashford, the impact that he had on an issue when he put a spotlight on it. Well, sport could do that for this topic as well.
You think it really has an important part to play in the whole debate around climate change and how it affects our everyday?
It does, because it's embedded in our everyday lives. It's, our exercise, activity, our entertainment. It's part of our community. So when those voices say, right, we're going to do something, and it's our job to lead. I was really quite excited that 82% of the people that we work with across the country said, we want you to do something really bold and we need you to lead. So we have, and we will.
So what's the plan? Because I'm thinking it's presumably football and cricket that are mostly affected, or does it go right across grassroots sport?
Think of it in terms of not of the sport, but in how many people participate. Okay. So I mentioned football because it's a lot of people. It's a national game. It's a global game. And so the impact that you have there is bigger than anywhere else. But it goes right down to local level as well. So I went down to Whalley Range Cricket Club, not far from here, a week or two ago. I noted that they were dealing with flooding. They were losing about 2 months a year, so they planted trees to actually suck the water out of the ground so it could cope with more, and they put solar panels on the roof. So scale that up, even at a local level, it's absolutely huge. And we're already putting 60 million into swimming pools to do things like insulation, solar panels, heat pumps and things as well. And there's some innovative stuff down in Devon. There's a swimming pool that's using a data server, the wasted heat to heat the pool, and you think, wow, imagine if we
we spoke to them about that, didn't we? Yeah.
It's incredible, isn't it? It's really, that's the way we have to think. And only by saying, right, we've got to move from informing and encouraging to enabling and requiring will we actually do it.
How hard is it to get buy-in from sports at the elite level, though? Because obviously that's where you kind of set the example, isn't it?
Yeah, the FA is doing some really good work already, and we have to engage. I think global football, frankly, has got to step up. Putting a World Cup on 3 continents is like moving in the wrong direction, in my view. But we have to. I think this is one of those areas where you have a conflict of instinct and intellect, and we all feel a bit uncomfortable. So when somebody does something that stands out, I mentioned Marcus Rashford, then it makes everybody else go, yeah, actually it's more comfortable to stand with them. And in our case, the point of funding is we need this to happen. We'll do it ourselves, and we will enable you to do it. But it will be a requirement by 2027 for funding. And that's, I think, the move that we need to see now.
Yeah, well, it's good to talk about it, and it's good to push it to onto the agenda. Chris, while you're here, another subject that is very much on the agenda at the moment is this likely change in the law, which could mean that dangerous cyclists could face life in prison if they kill someone else on the road. Well, as a man who I know still goes out and about on his bike and really encourages people to get out on their bikes, how do you feel about that?
I struggle with it a little bit, and I'll talk you through it. So some people will know that my mother was crushed to death by a driver, and she was one of 5 people that day, and then there was 5 people the next day yesterday.